What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to Fresh Review. If you're new to the channel, what we do here is we review each and every game of the NFL season. Now, we're a couple months behind, but we will be doing weekly uploads from now until the end of time, hopefully. But on Wednesdays, we do wrestling videos. On Fridays, we will begin to do football videos. So today, I have a double upload for you guys. I'm doing both championship games in this video, so the AFC and the NFC championship games. And later tonight, I'm uploading the Super Bowl review, so stay tuned for that. But if you're interested in the NFL draft, I'm doing an NFL Round 1 draft review next week. And after that, I have so much content planned. So even throughout the off season, I have so many football videos planned. It'll keep you entertained throughout the whole entire off season. You will want to subscribe for that. But let's go ahead and start with the review of the NFC Championship game. That was the first game. As the Washington Commanders take on the Philadelphia Eagles, these teams are divisional rivals. The last time they played, the Commanders won, so the season series was split 1-1. But in that game, Jalen Hurts got injured, and the Eagles were up by multiple possessions. Jalen Hurts goes down. The Commanders are able to make a comeback and win that game, although they turned the ball over 5 times. So the Commanders, with all the turnovers, were still able to come back, persevere, and win that game. This game, they didn't overcome those turnovers. So let's go ahead and start from the beginning. The Commanders go on this crazy drive. 18 plays, take 7 minutes off the clock. They convert 2 fourth down conversions. One was right in where you go for a territory in the enemy 40-yard line, where it's a little too close for a punt, too far for a field goal, so you go for a 4th and 5 there. They get another 4th and short later, where they're easily in field goal range. They decide to go for it again. Then they get a 4th and 2 inside the red zone, and they decide to kick the field goal there. I thought they should have probably rolled the dice one more time, but Dan Quinn's probably thinking like, no way we get 3 conversions. The odds are probably not in your favor to get 3 fourth down conversions. So they decide to settle for 3. Commanders take a 3-0 lead. Eagles get the ball in the first play. Saquon Barkley tossed to the left side. He goes down the sideline, makes multiple defenders miss, hit a spin-a-rooney, turns into a ballerina, runs down the middle of the field for a touchdown, 60-yard touchdown to start the game. The crowd is electric. I had my homeboy Tiff, who's a Patriots fan. He was at the game, and he said he was glazing Saquon after the play. I don't even blame him. I had to glaze Saquon, of course, but everybody glazed Saquon. And you saw this play. Oh my goodness. The season Saquon had, chef's kiss. But no cap, before this play started, I'm like, Saquon might house this or something. I just felt like a big play was going to happen. And I actually drove up to Dallas to watch this game with my uncle. My uncle's a Commanders fan. And his face just watching the Saquon run. Oh my goodness gracious. So it's priceless to say the least. But Saquon housed it. I was hyped. I was running around the household and stuff. But the game's not over. Still plenty of time left. Commanders will get the ball back, and they will fumble. Zach Bond and Cooper DeJean will work together to force a fumble here. It'll get recovered on the sideline, just inbound by Reed Blankenship. That will set us up in enemy territory, so we're just on the other side of midfield. We score another touchdown here. Saquon Barkley gets his second carry of the game, and it's another touchdown. Hurts, we relied on Hurts the first part of this drive until we got inside the 5-yard line. Then Saquon right to the right sideline for a touchdown. Easy work. Commanders go on a nice long drive again to get a field goal. They cut it down to 14-6. They cut the lead down to. Now we would go on a drive, get in field goal range, bust a long field goal. Jake Elliott used to be automatic and a great kicker from 50 plus. This season he was awful from 50 plus. He missed a field goal here from 54 yards. That set up the Commanders in great field goal position, and the Commanders would capitalize on that. They hit Terry McLaurin on a slant route. He would burn Darius Slay and outrun everybody into the end zone for a 36-yard TD catch and run. Now, we got to respond. They went for 2, by the way. They didn't get it, so it's 12-14. It could have been 13-14. They took the PAT, or 14-14. They got the conversion. I thought it was a little too early to be chasing the 2-point conversion personally, but they decided to go for it. I understood why, but they didn't get it, so it's 12-14 here. How do we respond? We put together a nice long drive of our own. We get a 4th down here, and we're right around midfield territory. And what do? We throw a perfect bomb here. 4th and 5. A.J. Brown left sideline one-on-one with Marshawn Lattimore. Marshawn Lattimore tried to press A.J. Brown. That's a new move. He gets beat. And Jalen Hurts, one of the best deep balls, if not the best deep ball in the game, puts it right on the money to A.J. Brown for a big catch. 30-yard gain on 4th and 5. That sets us up inside the red zone. And then there we get to the 1-yard line because of pass interference. Marshawn Lattimore tried to guard Smitty. He can't guard anybody. He can't guard A.J. Brown. He can't guard Smitty. He commits a PI in the end zone. That puts us at the 1-yard line. You know what happens at the 1-yard line. Push. Push. Tushes are getting pushed. Touchdown, Eagles. Now, we would go for a 2-point conversion as well. And we try to do another tush push after the Commanders commit a penalty and sets us up at the 1. But we don't get it. We normally don't get the tush push 2-point conversion because it's not like just a 1 yard. It's like a 1.25 yard. If that makes sense. So we tried that again last year in the playoffs against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and they stopped their tush push then, and then it got stopped again this time. So I think we got to stop going for the tush push on 2-point conversions after penalties because, again, it's a little bit longer than just 1 yard. Nevertheless, we are up 20-12 here. And we're approaching the end of the second quarter. But the Commanders will fumble on the kickoff. This is set up. We will recover. We're set up in beautiful field position. Eagles score another touchdown here. This is a Jalen Hurts touchdown pass to A.J. Brown. Quick out route to the right sideline. The Commanders actually could have stopped us and forced us to only 3 points. But a Commander player hit Saquon Barkley on 3rd down while he was out of bounds. It would have been 4th and 5 or 4th and 6. But it's a late hit. That gave us automatic first down. And then we were able to capitalize with the A.J. Brown touchdown. So now we're up 27-12. Great lead here. 2-score game. That's what you want to see. But Commanders right before half would go down, get a field goal, and then make it 15-27 going into the half. So good job by the Commanders to try to shorten the lead. And great job by the Commanders coming out of the break where they forced a quick 3-and-out by us. We got ball back, but we didn't capitalize, went 3-and-out quickly. Then the Eagles would respond by forcing a 3-and-out on the Commanders. So both teams go 3-and-out after the half. But the Eagles get the ball back, and Jalen Hurts, phenomenal drive here. This is why he's our cover athlete. Hits A.J. Brown for a big play, 16 yards. Hits Dallas Goedert for 7 yards. Hits Dallas Goedert again for 26 yards. Gets us down the field. And then calls his own number, quarterback draw, design run, 9-yard TD run. Second TD run of the game for Jalen Hurts. Now, we are up 34-15. I'm feeling great. 19 points. That's 2 touchdowns, 2 2-point conversions, and a field goal. It's basically 3 touchdowns. Like, that's a lot to try to get. But 3-possession game, nevertheless. I'm feeling great. Commanders, though, they still got heart. They're fighting back. They put together a great drive here. Jaden Daniels would call on his own number. He would make a couple Eagles defenders miss. Nice sidestep juke move. Picks up a first down. Keeps running. Even picks up the touchdown on the play. That was a 3rd and 1 at the Eagles' 10-yard line. So great play here by Jaden Daniels. They went for the 2-point conversion, and they did get it. So they cut the lead down to 11. It's 23-34 right now. Now, the Eagles would punt, and they would put together a solid drive. But they got into field goal range. Bad play, or the Commanders timed the snap perfectly. So they blew the play up on 3rd down in the backfield. It's a loss of yardage. Now it's like a 57-yard field goal. Jake Elliott hasn't been good from 50. He made a 60-yarder as a rookie. He still got the leg, the cannon, but the accuracy isn't there. So we decided to punt, pin the Commanders deep, and that's a great decision. Because what do the Commanders do? They fumble yet again. This time it's Austin Eckler. He fumbles around midfield. Eagles recover. That is another turnover. Commanders are turning the ball over again. Can the Eagles capitalize? That is the question. Yes, they do. Saquon Barkley will make a big run, 22 yards, get the Eagles down to the 1-yard line, and this is the infamous play. This game might be remembered for the Saquon Barkley first play TD or the Frankie Louvu jumping over the line of scrimmage over and over and over and over again. The Commanders committed so many penalties trying to stop this tush push. The referee had to come out on the field and say, hey, listen, y'all do this again. We're just going to give the Eagles a touchdown. Like, Y'all are trying to stop it, but you don't know how to stop it. There is no stopping what cannot be stopped. When we are at the 1 yard line, inside the one, the brotherly shove, the tush push, the unstoppable play by the greatest quarterback and the greatest O line this league has ever known would be pushed into the end zone by the greatest running back season, by the greatest wide receiver duo this league has ever known, and there's nothing you can do about it. Notice I didn't say anything about Dallas Goedert at tight end. But after all the Commanders shenanigans, Eagles, Jalen Hurts touchdown, I am inevitable. The lead grows to 41-23. Commanders, it's getting later and later into the game. They go for it on fourth down. It's a turnover on downs. Nolan Smith gets a sack there. Eagles get another touchdown. This time it's Saquon Barkley. He goes to the right side yet again for another touchdown. Basically a walk in when you get inside the 5 yard line. And then Jaden Daniels throws an interception here late in the game. This interception was to Quinyon Mitchell. Quinyon Mitchell, shutdown corner. Had a terrific year, defensive rookie of the year candidate type stuff. 0 interceptions in the all of the regular season, 2 in the postseason. So great job here by Quinyon Mitchell. He bobbled it and then still corralled it. So a cornerback having those type of hands, man, great job Howie Roseman in the draft. And like I said, NFL draft review coming up next week. I love the Quinyon Mitchell pick when we got him. I love the Cooper DeJean pick when we got him. I'm going to talk more about Cooper in the video later tonight. But man, we're up 25 points. I'm feeling great. It's pretty much over right now. Only thing that isn't final is the score. But that's not enough. Will Shipley gets in here. He breaks a run loose for 50-plus yards. And he gets tackled inside the 5. Ran out a little bit of gas. Or maybe just isn't fast enough. I don't know. He was moving until it wasn't moving anymore. But he gets tackled inside the 5. And then he ends up getting his first career touchdown a couple plays later. So, Will Shipley, even the backup running backs coming in and eat. Then the Commanders turn the ball over again. So, another turnover on downs here and the game's over. Final score is 55-23. Now, the Commanders had 5 turnovers this game. And, like I said, Hurts didn't get injured. That's the biggest difference the last time the Commanders played us and this time. Even you got to look at that Jaden Daniels thumbnail video. I believe it was week 16 or 15. Can't remember which week it was. But Jaden Daniels is the cover athlete for that week, so you want to go see my thoughts on that video there. I said, if Hurts doesn't get injured, we win that game because although we have 5 turnovers, forced 5 turnovers, we only had 6 points. We didn't capitalize off of those turnovers. This time, we did capitalize off of those turnovers, and we dominated. So, let's go ahead and go over the box score. Jalen Hurts, our cover athlete, 246 passing yards, 1 passing TD. But he also had 3 rushing TDs as well, 16 rushing yards. But, hey, that tush, if it needs to get pushed, it gets pushed, all right? He also had that 9-yard rushing TD, right? So, a lot of people are like, oh, Jalen Hurts gets all his TDs from the 1-yard line. He had a 9-yard one, all right? He had a QB draw one, but he had 2 from the 1-yard line. Saquon Barkley, 15 carries, 118 rushing yards, 3 rushing TDs of his own. Had that 60-yarder, and then those 2 4-yard rushing TDs. Then A.J. Brown, 6 catches, 96 yards in the TD. Dallas Goedert was great this game. 7 catches, 85 yards for him. Now on the flip side, we got Jaden Daniels. He had 255 passing yards, 1 passing TD, 1 interception. Interception came late in the game, trying to make some things happen. Had some turnover on downs where you kind of put on whoever had the ball's hand, right? So Jaden Daniels, you draw a passing play up for the quarterback and they turn the ball over. It doesn't show up on the stat sheet, but you kind of like, quarterback, don't turn the ball over. Got to convert there. He did convert some 4th downs early in the game, but when they needed them later in the game, wasn't able to convert. But I thought Jaden Daniels was good here. I just think his team was outmatched, and his team did not help him by any means with all the turnovers they were getting. Mainly fumbling the ball, stuff like that. Jaden Daniels also had 6 carries for 48 rushing yards in a TD. Brian Robinson didn't do too much on the ground. He had 2 fumbles last time they played. Didn't fumble this time, but Austin Eckler did. Zach Ertz led the way for these boys, though. The former Eagle got some revenge here. He looked great. 11 catches, 104 receiving yards, It's a great game here by Zach Ertz, and then Terry McLaurin had the one TD. He finished with 51 receiving yards on 3 catches. Overall, I thought this game was really good. Well, not really good, just good. I thought it had some big plays and stuff. A good suspense. The game was a little bit closer than the final score indicates because that fourth quarter got out of hand. But the first 3 quarters I thought really entertaining. Good game overall. Big plays after big plays. Large performances by big time players. I'm getting a good score of 71 out of 100. Now we're going on to our next game, and that's another rivalry game. These aren't divisional rivals, but these are conference rivals. I'm not sure we should call it a rivalry because it's kind of one sided. This is the fourth time these teams have met in the postseason with the Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes led teams. And the Chiefs are 4-0. They have completed the sweep. The Bills. Now, granted, I did pick the Eagles Chiefs Super Bowl matchup. I want to get our lick back. The Bills, I will never pick the Bills to beat the Chiefs unless the Chiefs beat them in the regular season. Right? I just can't do it. I just don't think the Bills can beat the Chiefs twice. Right? So it's like every time the regular season comes, the Bills beat the Chiefs. I'm saying, all right, well, the Chiefs are going to make the adjustments and beat them in the postseason. And every time it works. The only time I picked the Bills to win was the time they lost in 13 seconds because they couldn't prevent the Chiefs from getting in field goal range. All those other 3 times, the first time in particular, I think everybody picked the Chiefs then. The third time, they're like, all right, well, it's a little bit different because in Buffalo, didn't matter. Chiefs went up in Buffalo and put hands on them. And this time, oh, this is MVP Josh's year, his best year. It still doesn't matter. I don't know what the Bills can do. I think the Bills' best way to get to the Super Bowl would be if the Bengals beat the Chiefs, and then the Bills maybe beat the Bengals or something. They might need some help. They might have to phone a friend. Joe Burrow, can you handle this man for us? He's a certified boogeyman. Patrick Mahomes is a certified boogeyman. To everyone in the AFC, every year this man Patrick Mahomes has started, he has made the Final Four, which is the AFC Championship game. The only 2 times he lost, 7 years by the way, only 2 times this man has lost was once to Brady and once to Joe Burrow. And I think that Joe Burrow game, the Chiefs were up 21-3. I think Patrick Mahomes might have been concussed because he played one of the worst second halves I ever seen him ever play. Probably the worst second half of his career. But nevertheless, those are the only times this man has not made the Super Bowl. 2 times out of 7 years. That's actually incredible. Well, let's go ahead and recap this game here. It started off with the Bills getting the ball. The Bills went 3 and out with a quickness, right? So I thought the Bills were going to do some craziness, like go for it on their own territory. They said, nah, it's a long game. They decide to punt here. The Chiefs go down. They score a touchdown. Easy peasy. They take a 7-0 lead, and they get ball back at half. I'm like, oh, man. The Bills are in trouble. Kareem Hunt ran it in for 12 yards. Now, the Bills would respond. They end up getting a field goal. Brandon Bass makes a long field goal here. It was a 53-yarder, so it's a 7-3 game. Chiefs have the lead. The Chiefs are moving the ball really well, but Mahomes would get the snap, and I don't know what happened here. He bobbled the snap or what, but it's a fumble, and the Chiefs were in field goal range, moving the ball really well. 2nd and 2 when this happened, just outside the red zone. Fumbled the ball. The Bills recovered. Horrible time to have such a simple mistake. Reminded me of the the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Commanders game in the wild card. Like, ooh, bad time to make an error. So the Bills would capitalize off of that. They go down the field and get a touchdown of their own. James Cook would get the touchdown. James Cook had a bunch of touchdowns this year. He had 2 this game. This was the first one. It gave the Bills a 10-7 lead. The Chiefs would go down and respond. They had put together an 11-play drive and score a touchdown in their own. In their own territory, though. They went for a 4th and 1, and they picked it up. Mahomes scrambled to get it. And then after that, they pick up a 3rd down conversion. That was huge. And then the very next play after that 3rd down conversion, when they're already in field goal range, just outside the 10-yard line, Patrick Mahomes hits Xavier Worthy. They tried to run like a press man with DeMar Hamlin on Xavier Worthy. Quick out route, catch and run. Worthy burns them to the end zone. Easy work. Now, the Bills, down 14-10. How do they respond here? They go 3 and out again. So, another bad drive here by the Bills. The Chiefs will capitalize on that and get a touchdown. So on this drive, the Chiefs, there's this play where Patrick Mahomes throws it up on some nonsense. It's third down. It's a risky pass. They're in field goal range here, so and he gets sacked. They might be out of field goal range, but Harrison Butker is such a good kicker. They could probably still kick a 55 plus yard field goal and make it. He throws it up, and I thought it was intercepted, but the wide receiver and DB might have got there at the same time. They're wrestling for it. I believe it is Xavier Worthy and Damar Hamlin, the two that were fighting for the ball. So I'm like, are they finna give it an interception or are they finna call it a completion? They called it a completion. That put the Chiefs inside the 5 yard line. The Bills challenged it and did look like on the challenge, the replay, that the Bills defender got his hands on the ball first, but it's tough to overturn it. And if I'm not mistaken, there's a penalty marker on the field, and it was against the Bills. So the Bills challenging it, like it would have been an automatic first down. All that mattered was the yardage, in my opinion. But everybody on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, was going crazy over this call. And I'm like, it's an automatic first down if I'm not mistaken, because defensive holding was a penalty that got declined. So I'm not sure if the referees picked that penalty marker up or if I'm missing something. All that changed was the yardage. So I mean, I know getting the ball at the 3 yard line is way better than getting it at the 21, but you're the Bills. It wasn't that bad for you that the Chiefs got it at the 3 because the Chiefs scored the touchdown on 3rd and goal from the 1, right? Patrick Mahomes ended up running it in. They had nobody that spied him, so they did a great job covering everybody, but nobody spied Mahomes, so he's able to just scramble out to the right and get the touchdown. But like I said, instead of the Chiefs being at the 21, they were at the 3. That gave the Bills just enough time right before half to go down and get a touchdown. Josh Allen throws his perfect pass to Matt Collins, 34-yard TD pass to the left side of the field, right on the money. And it was a defensive pass interference. So I like to call those N ones on Trent McDuffie, who got burnt deep for the TD bomb. That's an N1 touchdown. That cut the lead down to 21-16. The Bills tried to go for a 2-point conversion. They did not get it. So 16-21 right before half. The Chiefs will get the ball back to start the half, and they put together a solid drive. They get to the edge of field goal range. It's 3rd down. It's a 54-yard field goal right now. Mahomes is scramble out left outside the pocket. Instead of throwing the ball away, he's trying to make a play, holds on to the ball too long, gets sacked, gets tripped up. It's a sack. They lose 5 yards. So now it's a 59-yard field goal. Butker has the leg to make it, but he's been iffy this year, and that's a tough field goal at any point. They don't try it. So they decide to punt. The Bills will capitalize. Great job here by the Bills defense to get the stop. Great job here by the Bills offense to go down and score. They did a 4th down run here with Josh Allen designed run. He picks it up. That's 4th down at Kansas City's 33-yard line. So they were in field goal range. They said no, they don't want the field goal to make it 19-21. They gambled and paid off. And then they get a 4th-and-goal at the 1. And instead of taking the field goal there, make it 19-21, they gamble again, and it pays off. James Cook looks like he's going to get tackled in the backfield, and that'd be turnover on downs. He sidesteps, jumps into the end zone, dives, reaches for the reaches for the goal line, crosses the goal line. Clutch touchdown here. 2nd touchdown of the game for James Cook. Bills take a 22-21 point lead. They did not get the 2-point conversion, though, but they did get another stop on the Chiefs. So the Chiefs go 3 and out. Great job here by the Bills defense. Those halftime adjustments seemed like they were paying off. The Chiefs went backwards this drive. So it wasn't like a normal 3 and out where they gained like some positive yardage. No, they went backwards. They had to punt yet again. But the Bills, this is the controversial moment here. The Bills get the ball here, 22-21. They're up by 1. They would get down to a 4th-and-1. At midfield, Josh Allen, QB sneak play, jumps over the top, and he fumbles the ball, but I think he recovers it, or somebody recovers it. The Bills maintain possession. 10 yards later, they get down to another 4th-and-1, or 9 yards later, if you want to be more technical. They get down to another 4th-and-1. And this one, they go for a tush push, and Josh Allen's held up right at the marker. And I don't know if he got there. I don't know if he did it. They're like, you look at this angle, you look at the pixel here and all that. He was ruled short on the field. There's nothing I saw that could overturn that call. Indisputable evidence is what you need. There's nothing I saw that could overturn that call. Whatever was on the field is probably what would stand. So I do agree with the referees here. The call should stand. And the Chiefs get the ball back, turnover on downs. That was a crucial moment because they were at the edge of field goal range. It had been another long field goal, but if the Bills convert that, they probably do capitalize, get a field goal, maybe even a touchdown, and extend their lead. Crucial moment in the game. But the Chiefs get the ball back, turnover on downs, and they go down. They score a touchdown here. Patrick Mahomes kept it off by a 10-yard run. He did a read option, kept it himself, ran in, followed Kelsey on a block. Decent block here by Kelsey. And then they got the touchdown. And they also got the 2-point conversion. So that gave them a 29 to 22 point lead. The Bills, they need a drive to respond. This is in the fourth quarter. Money drive here. What do the Bills do? Josh Allen finds Matt Hollins open in the deep middle of the field. 32-yard passing play here. Sets him up first and goal from the 4-yard line. They don't do anything here. Whole bunch of passing attempts that are going incomplete. They get a fourth down, back of the end zone. Josh Allen finds Curtis Samuel, gets the feet in bounds, touchdown. PAT's good. It's a tied game. Now the Chiefs, they get the ball back yet again. What do? They go down the field and they score a field goal. They got a first and goal at the 10-yard line, but they go backwards here. And that set up the third and goal from the 17. They weren't able to convert that, so they settled for the field goal here, right down the middle. Great job. They got a 32 to 29 point lead. Now the Bills, their final drive. Little time left. They got enough minutes, but about 4 or 5 minutes in the game. What do the Bills do? They get to a fourth down early. And the Chiefs dial up this heat. They send out a corner blitz. This was a crazy blitz package. Steve Spagnuolo saved this one for the game on the line moment. The Hounds came howling at this man Josh Allen, who bought enough time and threw up a prayer and was nearly answered. But Dalton Kincaid drops it. It should have been caught. Josh Allen to get that pass off and for it to be that accurate, great job here by Josh Allen. That blitz was insane. I saw RG3. No disrespect to RG3. I thought he was a good quarterback when he played. He talking about something. Oh, Josh Allen kind of shifted the line here and picked up. He's yapping out the side of his neck. That blitz, the Chiefs, I even looked at it. I'm like, do the Chiefs show any hints of a blitz? No. It looks like normal coverage. There's like sometimes you see a cornerback or a safety, like get a little bit closer to the line of scrimmage and we can see it pre-snap. They show no hints. Poker face by both corners, and then they just rush in at the last moment. Well, as soon as the ball is hiked. So that's a tough blitz to pick up. So the Bills, they need a stop here. They get a third down and 9, but the Chiefs pick it up. Samaje Perine catches it and then outruns Terrell Bernard to the sideline. They get the first down conversion, and then they're able to take quarterback knees, and they win the game. 32 to 29. Another instant classic, spectacular game. I'm giving this a 99 out of 100. Let's go over the stats real quick. Josh Allen, 237 passing yards, 2 passing TDs. He also had 39 rushing yards. James Cook, 13 carries, 85 rushing yards, 2 rushing TDs. Mac Hollins, 3 catches, 73 receiving yards, and a receiving TD. He led the way for the Bills here. Josh Allen had 3 fumbles, but they lost 0 of them. Even Ray Davis had a fumble. So the Buffalo Bills fumbled 4 times, and the Chiefs did not get on any of them. I don't even have luck that bad on Madden. But we go look at the Chiefs on the flip side. Patrick Mahomes, 245 passing yards, 1 passing TD. I also had 2 rushing TDs here, 43 rushing yards. Kareem Hunt led the way for them on the ground, though. 17 carries, 64 rushing yards, and 1 rushing TD. And then Xavier Worthy, 6 catches, 85 receiving yards, and 1 receiving TD. Juju had a couple big plays here. He had 2 catches for 60 yards, but both of them were 30-yard plays. So good, big plays here by Juju. Travis Kelce, silent game for him. 2 catches, 19 yards, but Another spectacular game, like I said, these two teams in the playoffs, man. Instant classic every time they meet up. So the Super Bowl is a rematch from 2 years ago. My Philadelphia Eagles take on the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, I know who wins, but you still want to hear me yap. Because you're 30 minutes in the video, you're listening to me yap right now. Come listen to me yap again for another 30 minutes on the next video. And as always, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll have to see you guys on the next one.